So indulge me here. Think of your life. The relationship that you have to your life is one dark, cold night. And for the longest time, you have been taught to keep yourself warm by kindling this fire, looking to your strength to keep the fire alive as a basis of survival. If the fire goes out, so do you, just like Survivor. So you, as a basis of survival, and this being the only relationship that you have to your life, as you try to keep it, you try to hold on to it, it is on you to sustain yourself. And so it gets cold at night, and you keep kindling the flame, right? As it starts to die down, you're like, okay, now I need to go look for more wood so I can rekindle this fire, so I can make sure that I stay alive. And I think this is the dark place that we are in. And then you get met with God. And for a time, because this is going to be a relationship that transitions over time, a process of repentance perhaps, is the only thing you know is how to take care of yourself. And so your prayers are going to reflect that of which you believe about yourself and life. God, help me have the strength to keep my fire alive. Help me make sure that my fire doesn't go out. And I believe that God comes along with you for a time, until you get to a place where it's like he leads you to a dead end, and you find that you don't have the strength, the resources to keep the fire alive anymore, which points to where you have fathered yourself and where the fear has been. To live is to make sure I stay alive. No, that is how to survive. That is an impoverished way of thinking. God meets us in that place, that dark, cold night. And for a time, the relationship is, I will help you keep the fire alive. I will be with you in this place. But this is all leading to you looking to me to care for the flame, so that you are set free from an inferior way of being. You, in fear, looking to yourself to make sure you stay alive. No, you let go of that responsibility. That was imposed upon you because you did not know me yet. But now I am here. And so the way in which I'm going to transition this relationship, bring you through a process of repentance, is I'm going to take away your strength to lift your own head. I'm going to take away your strength. I think this is why when we get into the church, we experience so much heavy spiritual warfare. It is our way into coming into a new state of being, one who knows that they are cared for by the Father. It's not something we're doing wrong, and it's not something that we need to get a handle on. This, again, seems to be the mindset of one who is responsible for kindling their own flame, right? We've made identities in darkness, the whole vantage point being in opposition to the devil, and make sure that the devil doesn't get in my mind and deceive me and all these things. Yes, the only thing you know how to do is try to keep your fire alive. And God will meet you there for a time, and he will sustain you in that place. He will give you strength in that place. But eventually, I believe what is for you, which is what is for me, is he will bring you to a place where spiritual warfare zaps your strength, and you will see the tool that is in his hand. The tool that he is using you to set you free from yourself and bring you into a place of surrender where you can't help but let go of what was familiar to you, as you have no strength to grasp or handle it anymore. He's like, I have something more for you. I will show you that in your weakness, I will be the strength that keeps the fire going. I will be the one that has the eye on the prize. Give up your life to me and you will surely find it. You will find it in me. I don't think we're meant to be incapacitated in this way, where we're looking to God to fuel us every day in this scary place, because I think that there's trust that begins to be produced in that place where now you are depending upon him, and because you are depending upon him, you receive his strength, right? And now there is trust between you and him where it's a harmonious thing. It's not something that you're having to resist, because you're no longer in darkness the way that you were in darkness before, because the process seems to have been complete, because spiritual warfare as a tool in the hands of God is producing a freedom for you. Freedom from you taking care of yourself, feeling responsible for kindling the flame. But the cost of this, and what you will have to go through to know the Lord in this way, which I think is his reckless love that really does feel reckless to humans, right? It is a perspective of like, that hurts because I've never been touched in that place before. I've never been handicapped in this way before, which is now exposing the darkness that I've been in, this orphan spirit that I've believed I'm attached to. I always thought it was my responsibility to take care of me. And I didn't have a problem until spiritual warfare came in and took away my resources to take care of me. And I thought I was doing something wrong because I thought he wanted me to be more self-sufficient, right? So that I can get more people to come and join our thing called self-sufficiency. And God will make you and keep you self-sufficient. No, he seems to want to be closer to you than that. His way of knowing you higher than what you can conceive of. But you, like me, being in the vantage point of darkness, have been taught to kindle our own flames, to keep those flames alive. And we're measured according to how well we are able to sustain ourselves. But he comes and meets this delusion that we are in, this darkness that we are in, and he comes in with the light. And he says, you don't have to do this for yourself anymore. I'm putting an end to this practice, this way. Because in this way, you will have limited freedom, so I'm taking you into a higher way, a deeper way, a new way, where the process will seem like I'm giving you more darkness. But it's this tool that I'm using in my hand to craft you and to mold you into one who knows that I am the sustainer of all things and all people. Trust would be built in this place, and then you will be liberated at the campsite. No longer a slave to going back into the woods and getting more lumber and putting it on the flame, right? And then like, oh, it's nice for like a second. And then once it starts to dwindle down, you start to feel measured again. And you're like, I have to go and get more wood. I have to go and get more wood. We've made our relationship with God this way. And he's like, I will take you into a new way. But it will require the death to an old way. You will see that I am the one. I am the one who sustains you. I am the one who gives you resources. It will be in your weak place that eventually you will stop being weak in the same way, because you have received. You are no longer resisting. You are in light like I am in light, and so there's harmony, there's integration, there is union. Then you become a light bearer, one who has the strength of the Lord in him, because they went through a time where the old things had to pass away. No, it is the Lord who rekindles my flame. It is the Lord who gives me strength. Right? There's talking about it, and then there's coming to actually know it. And I think coming to actually know it is going to require your strength to be diminished for a time. Because your motivation has to change. And you're not going to change your motivation. We only know of one way. This way of darkness. That's why he comes in with the light. Says, I will take you to a new way, a way that is unfamiliar to you, a way that you cannot earn, and a way that you can't get yourself to. You don't know the way. The only way you know is survival in darkness. That's why you need me in this place. But when I use the spiritual warfare as a tool in my hand, what will be produced from it, what the enemy intended for evil, I meant for good, you will be liberated. You will be free. And this freedom will take you into a new state of being, as you are in union with me in the light. No longer looking to yourself to keep the fire alive, set free from the shackles of taking care of yourself.